Hey everybody, you got the old Mongo man out here Wednesday evening. We're gonna get some welding done tonight. It's just about 8 o'clock. We're expecting some weather to blow in here tomorrow. Gonna have some heavy rains and then turn into freezing rain and some snow after that. So it will be interesting. But tonight, here on General Norman, I'm going to go ahead and start welding up all these little potholes up here. Get this taken care of, and then we can move on with that. And I may even come back here and start working on this. You can see here the outer quarter was separated from the trunk pan there so that they could get it to fit, and now best, I don't know what I'm gonna do there. Best I can do, I guess. So that's what we're gonna work on tonight. Get a nice fire going. Blower hasn't kicked on yet, but the fire is burning. All right, as much as I want to sit here in front of the fire, I need to get to work. Let's go. So you wonder why we shut the lights out. There's a flashlight that I have on the floor pointed up towards this section of the floor, and I just welded about 10 holes shut. Tiny little pinholes that were in here, and you cannot see the light through that frame anymore, or through the floor anymore. So that verifies that I've got all those pinholes closed up. There was one up here too. So that's why one of the things I do to show where those holes are and where they're not. Got those ones all closed up. All right, so this is what that area looks like after the final buff. All we got to do now is probably come back over that with some Scotch-Brite or another flap wheel just to blend it in the rest of the way, and it's ready to go. Moving on. Next thing I want to take care of tonight, I'm going to go ahead and cut that rod out and build a patch for that. So this is what we came up with. This is the patch. As you can see, there are 10 3/8 holes drilled in it. Those are going to be the spot welds. Is that enough? Well, you guys got to take that up with Chrysler, because that's what was in the original piece. I just I'm replacing what was there, and we're going to make it just like it was. So let's get it welded in there. All right, so here's this patch welded in. Got to come back now and do the grinding, flush it all off, and I'll show you what that looks like when we're done, because the good Lord knows you've watched me grind enough already. See you in a bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now 10 o'clock on Wednesday evening, and I'm done for the night. Let's see what we got done here. We got this patch all done, finished, buffed, blended, and ready to go. Come over here and I ground on these, the rosettes for a little while. I got some more work I'm gonna have to do there. Finish up them rosettes, finish them out, and then we'll grind them off. Make that look nice. And then again, like I said, the good Lord only knows what I'm gonna do there. Haven't quite got there yet. Same thing here. That's gonna need quite a bit of work. And coming forward here, we did get all of these little holes in the floor patched up right there. So all in all, tonight was a success. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? We're in the midst of what's probably going to be a nasty mess come morning. It is 30 degrees out here, blustery, and raining. So you can only imagine what that's going to do. Let's get out to the garage and see what's going on. All right, here we go, out in the garage once again, trying to get something done. We just visited with Too Tall over in the greenhouse. KJ had been fighting the four-wheel drive on that thing since the day he owned it, and now it works again. So
How about Too Tall?
Thanks to the parts truck, we were able to get a couple clips to fix the loose connections that we had, and that's been taken care of. So back to General Norman here. We're going to do some more grinding. Oh, joy. Got some water in the garage because it's been raining like mad. All right, back to work. Honest to goodness, I got the grinder in my hand, sat down and started grinding, and the electricity went out. So now, we got a couple things that we got to take care of. We got to shut the stove down because there's no fan to keep it cool, and we got a pretty good fire going in it, so we got to shut that all down. And then we're going to go over to the house and get the generator fired up. Because as of right now, there is no heat in the house. So that's what we're into.
We don't have fuel.
Yeah, it's full.
Is it?
KJ just said we don't have fuel for the generator because we put 5 gallons of fuel into Pat the other day when the fuel pump quit. So he's cleaning up here, and we're going to head to the house and get the generator going, and I guess that'll be it for the night.
We spent $66 on a stupid freaking wiring diagram.
I'm on video here, son, and you're cussing like a...
Yeah, and you can't, you're looking like that way.
I'm looking right at it.
I got you. That's what you do.
So hey, no lying here. I really just sat down for about 3 seconds and started grinding, and the lights went out. They came back on. They went out. They came back on. They went out. They came back on. And guess what? Now they are out and probably going to stay out the rest of the night. You can hear the sleet outside. The weather's turning worse. So we're going to go ahead and get the generator going. We got the stove turned down, so hopefully we don't have any problems with that. And then we're going to probably just cool, chill in the house. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Our only source of light is this big old light over here.
All right, everybody, so the underside is just about completely done. There's still little nooks and crannies here and there that need done. We've got the frame connectors where they gotta be. Everything's primed underneath of them. We went ahead and used the Rust-Oleum self-etching green primer. It's green, Chad.
Great.
It's green. And what we're getting ready to do now is we're gonna turn it back over and set it on jack stands so that we can make sure that everything is good and solid. And we're gonna hang the doors on it, make sure we get the door gaps and everything right. And I can get these subframe connectors tacked in there, and then we'll flip it back over and I'll fully weld them. All right. Hey, finishing up here for the evening, Sunday night. It is 6 o'clock. Actually, it's 6:15. It's time for dinner. We got Chili waiting on us in the house, so let's do a little wrap up here for this video. That way we can get it posted. Part 2 of General Norman. And we'll show you guys what we did here, what we've got done so far. As you can already tell, General Norman is turned back over, right side up, and sitting on a set of jack stands. And you might ask yourself, Mongo, or you might ask Mongo, why is General Norman on jack stands whenever he's on a rotisserie too? Well, that's simply because we were mounting the doors and wanted to be sure that everything was good so that I can get the frame connectors, make sure that everything is good for the frame connectors. We wanted to make sure that all of our door gaps were good and that we weren't too high or proud at the top or at the bottom. And I think we spent probably 2 hours getting those doors hung. And I'm here to say that they're pretty good. We did find something, and I'll show you here shortly what we're going to have to do to this passenger side quarter. But as far as the doors lining up with all the body lines, old Klinger, that's the guy that put these quarters on here. He did a pretty good job with the quarters. Now this quarter here, it looks pretty good across the top. This line doesn't match exactly perfect. Here we're pretty good. But the other side, on the passenger side, is where the problem is. Let me show you. So looking at this quarter, as you come down the outside line here, everything looks kosher. But come across the top, and you can see just how off the quarter is to the door. Obviously the door isn't going to change. I'm not cutting the door. But what our plan is here to fix this, and we'll actually come in. So you can see how these two lines don't line up. This line is to the outside of the car way further than that line. So what we're gonna end up doing is I'm gonna end up slicing this quarter, probably down here somewhere in the flat, come back so far, and I'm gonna ease this line back to where it'll meet. And then I'll fill that gap that I cut in there with weld, and then grind it all flush so that this will line up with the door once again when the outside is where it needs to be. But other than that, these quarters don't look terrible. All the body lines line up pretty nice. Everything's happy and hunky-dory. And then just so you can see here, you can get a good idea of where I had fixed some of these welds in the floor. Fixed some of the holes in the floors with weld, I should say. But that'll be one of our next projects, is starting to get inside of here. We do have one of the local guys, Jimmy Smith, is going to come up on Wednesday and take a look at General Norman and give us an idea of what it would take to get this car painted when we're done with it. I'm pretty sure that I could do it, but it's just a matter of timing and getting it done, because I've got a bunch more projects that we've got to get in here. If I didn't have anything else cooking, clearly we could easily get this car done, but for right now, we're going to see what Jimmy would want to get it done. All right, so that's where we're at with General Norman right now. Next thing to do would be to tack weld the subframe connectors on, get it back in the air and flip back over to where we could weld those in solid. That's probably not going to happen until Wednesday because of basketball. KJ's got his last week of basketball this week, and we'll be wrapping that up. So that's what we've got going on. If you like what you see and you really like the progress and the projects that we've got going on here at Mongo's Garage, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and give us a like, comment on the programs that we're putting out for you guys. Chad, the owner of General Norman, he really likes to see what everybody has to say, and I as well. I will try and get back to you for sure and let you know, what our thoughts are or what's going on or why we're doing something one way versus another or whatever happens there. So by all means, we appreciate everybody coming out and watching and hanging out with us here at Mongo's Garage. All right, we'll see y'all later. Mongo's out.